Do you want custom designer throw pillows without the custom designer price? Today, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial for how you can make no-sew custom washable throw pillows. So let's get started. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a pair of scissors, liquid stitch, and you're going to need a measuring device. You're going to need fabric. You're going to need a throw pillow. I'm using a 22-inch throw pillow. So the dimensions that I'm going to show you are for a 22-inch pillow. But in the captions, I'm going to put what you would need if you were making different sizes. The first thing you're going to want to do before you get started is wash your fabric, because that way you don't have to worry about shrinkage if you wash it later. I also like to iron the fabric, even though I hate ironing, because I feel like I get a more accurate measurement. If you're making a 22-inch pillow, you're going to want one piece that is the same size as the pillow, 22 by 22. Then you're going to want two pieces that are 22 by 16. Let me talk for a second about the weight of the fabric. You want to look for fabrics that say they're suitable for home decor. Upholstery fabric is a little bit heavier and harder to make the pillows. Let's talk for a second about pattern. If you have a pattern like this that has a repeat, you have to really consider that your piece that is the front of your pillow, you want to make sure that the pattern is facing the right way, and that you get, if it's a floral, I wanted a big flower right in the middle. So you have to have a little bit more fabric if you're working with a pattern like this, because you want to make sure that you get the front of your pillow to look like what you want. The first step is you're going to want to measure the 22-inch width. I like to mark it with a pencil. If I had a yardstick, I would use it and draw a line and cut along that line. So now I've cut my two pieces. This is going to be the front of my pillow. It's 22 by 22. Then I've got two panels that are the back of my pillow that are both 22 by 16. The next step is that I'm going to fold over along, this is my back piece, a 1/2 inch fold along the 22-inch edge. And this is basically going to create a finished edge to my back of my pillow. It's about a 1/2 inch. I like to iron it first, and then I'm going to close it with liquid stitch. The thicker the fabric, the more liquid stitch that you're going to need to hold it down. This fabric is pretty thin. I'm just going to put the liquid stitch all along the edge, like this. And then I'm just going to press it down. So then I have one finished edge for the back of my pillow. This is the front of my pillow, and this is the back of my pillow. I've got the right sides together. So I'm going to glue along this seam, along this seam. I'm going to lift this up and glue inside there. I'm going to glue all of the edges here, here, and here. When you're gluing, it can be a good idea to put something down that you don't care if it gets glue on it. So for each seam, I'm going to put a line of glue, just like that, and I'm going to press it down. And if it's thin fabric, you have to use less glue. Now I'm going to rotate it. So do the bottom first, and then do this side. Now I'm going to kind of trim that up. And in this case, I guess I didn't do a very good job cutting. I'm going to just even it up. And the glue will kind of start to get on your fingers. Then do the other side. And you can see here, again, my edges don't match up exactly. I'm just going to trim it a little bit, so it's a cleaner edge. If you have a sewing machine, it's probably even faster to sew it than glue it, because you're just you would just sew a straight line right down there. But I get out my sewing machine so infrequently that it always takes me forever to figure out what I'm doing. But I've still got one edge that is not sewn. The final step in the pillow after it dries is to turn it right side out. And you'll want to poke through the corners with your finger just to kind of get the points out. So like you just take your finger and kind of just poke the corners through. Once you get the pillow the right way, you just have to stuff the pillow in. And this is where I really prefer to use a down pillow because you can really mold it a lot better. And you need to do a lot of kind of just stuffing until you get it properly into the corners. And it's just much easier to do with down-filled pillows. And that's it. Once you try making one of these, you're going to want to make more because you can literally make them for any season and they store away so easily.